Alright guys, we have a childhood staple right here. I never liked Chef Boyardee, to be honest. Even when I was younger, I did not like it, especially the spaghetti and meatballs. I love me some SpaghettiOs, but I do not like Chef Boyardee stuff. It typically just does not taste very good. It's very bland. So yeah, I'm going to be taste testing this against his new frozen stuff. I'm not sure how new this is. I've just never seen it. So we have Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. This is the frozen version. So let's see if there's any difference. Is this just the same shit but in a can? Or is this elevated? Well, let's find out. Alright, so it looks like we cooked this on the stovetop. And you can cook this on the stovetop, but the first one is microwave, and I remember microwaving it. So I think we're just going to microwave the can. That way I don't have to get out more pans as well. I don't know how fair that is being stovetop, but I mean, this is just a can. Like, come on. So we're going to microwave this after we get this started, because I'm sure this is going to take a lot longer. Yeah, 14 minutes. Alright guys, so I just opened up the frozen Chef Boyardee. I'm also not going to be adding any seasonings. I might after the taste test, just because I do have to eat this. Hopefully it tastes good enough to eat. So yeah, we're going to take out 4 sauce packets. There's 3, and here's number 4. And this is what it looks like. He looks like he got little balls of meat and little balls of spaghetti. Alright, according to the instructions, I just put 1/3 cup of water in this. Doesn't really seem like much, but... And then we're supposed to add all 4 sauces into it and start to let the sauce cook. Alright guys, so I kind of misread that wrong. It looks like you were supposed to put the whole entire meal in with the sauce as well, but I kind of cooked the sauce is hot, and then I just added the noodles and the meatballs. So this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go ahead and just let this sit for quite a while and let it cook, since this is all frozen still. It says to cover it. I don't have a lid for this pan, so I may just throw a cookie sheet or something over top of it and let it cook. And then once this is done, we'll go ahead and microwave the canned stuff, and we'll go ahead and try this out and see if there's a difference or not. Once again, I added no seasonings to this. No pepper, no salt, no parsley, Italian seasoning, nothing. I really do want to add at least pepper, but I'm not going to. I will add it after the taste test. I'm not going to add anything into the can either, so we're just going to try this as is and see if they taste the same or if they're any different. Alright guys, this is what it's looking like. I will say the sauce, I have a feeling it's going to taste just like the regular Chef Boyardee sauce, so it's probably going to be pretty bland, but I do have hope for these noodles. I don't think they look as mushy as the canned product. This is definitely almost done, so we're going to get into this review here soon. I'm going to continue to let this cook for a little bit more, because there's still some frozen noodles in here, so I'm a little worried about the meatballs being kind of frozen still. But I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. Probably about 2 or 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to put the canned SpaghettiOs, or not SpaghettiOs, the canned spaghetti into the microwave, and we'll go ahead and sit down and taste test these, see if there's a difference or not. Alright guys, so we have a bowl here, and we're just going to put this in the bowl and pop it in the microwave and call it good. This is what it's looking like, and this is what that's looking like. I gotta say, there is a difference. We're gonna go ahead and turn this down though, because it's getting a little too hot. Alright, I'm gonna pop this in the microwave, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so not the most beautiful plate. I just kind of threw it on there. And yes, most people would put Parmesan cheese and stuff on top of this. I'm not going to. I want just how it tastes, you know. After the taste test and everything, I will probably spice it up a little bit. So we have the frozen one, and we have the canned one. Now, right off the bat, I would say the pasta sauce color is a little different, I think. I feel like this one's a lot more red and orange. There's also a lot more sauce in the canned one, and this one not as much sauce. These noodles look a lot thinner, as these noodles are a lot thicker and disgusting. Sorry. This meatball looks a lot more fake, and these meatballs do look more real. Like, I feel like they look a little bit better than these. Like, see how smooth that is? And then you see, like, the texture. Like, there's actual meat texture in there. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Alright, guys. So, you know what? As much as I want to try the frozen one first, I think we're going to go with the childhood disaster. Let's just say that. I can't stand this stuff. I know a lot of kids like it, and I'm sure there's still some grown-ups that probably like it. They grew up on it, but I did grow up on this kind of stuff, you know, but I never liked this. I do like SpaghettiOs. I just don't like the Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs. And I know SpaghettiOs is a different brand. It's not Chef Boyardee. All right, so let's get into the noodles. There's no meatballs on this bite. Ew. Yeah, see, I don't like that. The sauce is very bland, and to me, it doesn't taste good. And the noodles are just mush. And see, I'm very picky about my noodles. I do like them to be al dente. I like them to have a little bit of a chew to them. I can't stand overcooked noodles, and that's what this tastes like. It's overcooked noodles. They're just mushy. Noodles. Let's move on to these noodles. Let's see if these are mushy or if they're actually decent. And let's see if they taste any different. I'll say the noodles are definitely way better. They're not, I wouldn't say they're al dente, but they're not mushy. They're like kind of an in-between where it's got a little bit of a chew to it, but not like, you know, perfect the way I like my noodles. But they're not mushy like that. I also want to say the flavor on the spaghetti sauce is different. I'm going to go back in with this. Just some nudes. Ugh. God, what is that? I don't know what that sauce is, but it's not good. It don't taste like spaghetti sauce to me. Yeah, okay. So the sauces are different too, actually. I'm not going to say this sauce is good, but I do think if you went in and added some garlic powder or garlic salt, some pepper, some freaking other seasonings, I think this would actually be a decent quick meal. I will say though, this frozen Chef Boyardee cost me $10. And it is a family size, you get a decent amount, but I feel like $10 is still a little expensive. And I think this was like $2 or something like that. Alright, so let's get into the meatballs. Once again, hold on. There's 2 meatballs on that one. Alright, so let's get into the meatballs. So once again, smooth. No texture. Ew. And see, that just tastes really bland. It needs seasoning badly. And it's mushy. The meatball is very mushy. It's not great. honestly, like 1 out of 10. Honestly, I would give this whole entire thing a 1 out of 10. I can't stand that. Let's go ahead and try a frozen meatball. And see, there's texture on this one. It's not as smooth. So, oh, that's good. So, this has seasoning, and I can taste it. It tastes way different than that. I'm not saying it's the best meatball I've ever had in my life, no. It just tastes like like when you go to the store and you buy those frozen meatballs because you want to do a shortcut and don't want to actually make handmade meatballs. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like the Italian ones with the seasoning, and they're decent. Yeah, I don't hate this at all. But yeah, I was going into this thinking that I would get the same thing. Like, it would just be the canned shit, but they would freeze it. But no, way different. If you actually want some spaghetti and you don't want to cook and everything, this isn't too bad. I would buy it and add extra seasonings though. Which is probably when I might finish this plate. And if I'm still hungry, I'll go and add some more seasoning and whatever. Get me another plate maybe. But as for this, it's probably going to go to waste. And I could mix it in, but I think that would ruin this. So, but yeah, no, surprisingly, these are different. And I think I would give this frozen Chef Boyardee a 5 out of 10. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just very in the middle, mediocre. 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, share, comment, and like, and I'll see you in the next video.